If you have ever fallen in love before, then you will understand this story. His name is Daniel. So Daniel always believed that he wasn't the kind of guy who always stood out. He was quiet, a bit shy, preferred to blend into the background. Yet, for the past 2 months, there had been a slight shift in his world, a small warm light that made his heart beat very fast every evening. That light was Emily, a beautiful girl, very beautiful, nice shape, figure eight, that always pass and come to the cafe where Daniel always be. It all started on a rainy Tuesday. Daniel was sitting in his usual spot in the cozy corner of his favorite cafe, a book in his hand, but he was barely reading it. That was when Emily, walked in. Emily's laughter filling the air as she greeted the barrister. Her smile so genuinely it seemed so bright and gloomy weather. She chose a seat by the window, her notebook open in front of her. Daniel tried not to stare, but there was something about her that drew him closer. Which is what? Maybe it was the way she twirled her pen as she brought, or the soft hum on a tune she seemed to carry with her. Whatever it was, Daniel was captivating. He didn't know it yet, but from the moment she became a highlight of his day, that is when you saw someone and start to think about the person in your memory because you're beginning to like the person. For 2 months, Daniel went to the cafe every evening. He would just sit in his corner, pretending to read or walk while sneaking glasses on Emily. He noticed the little things, how she always opened a caramel, how she tapped her foot to the music playing softly in the background, and how her eyes sparkled when she scribbled something she liked in her notebook. But not matter how much she wanted to talk to her, fear always held him back. What if she thinks I am weird? He would do ask himself. What if I ruin everything? But as days turned into weeks, the thought of never speaking to her started to weigh on him. He couldn't keep going like this, hiding in the windows. So one evening, Daniel decided to do something he would never done before. He wrote her a love letter. Many of us have done it before. The letter was simple but honest. Let me tell you, everything he poured it out from the bottom of his heart. In it, he told her how he do notice her kindness, her quiet strength, and the way she seemed to carry a little piece of sunshine with her everywhere she went. He confessed how much he wanted to know her, to hear her story, and to share a little bit of her life with her. He ended with a question. Will you let me know you? He folded the letter carefully and placed it in his pocket, his hand trembling at the thought of giving it to her. The next evening, Daniel arrived at the cafe earlier than usual. He was nervous, his mind racing with thousands of what if, what if, what if something else happened? What if I was not able to please her with this letter? But as soon as he saw Emily walking, all his doubts seemed to melt away. She looked radiant as always, her smile lighting up the room. This is it, Daniel thought. It's now or never. So he watched as Emily took her usual seat by the window. Taking a deep breath, he stood up, walked over to her table. His heart poured in his chest and his palm felt sweaty, but he kept on going. When he reached her, she looked up, surprised but unkindly. "Hi," Daniel said, his voice shaking slightly. "I I uh, I've seen you here a lot, and well, I wrote this for you." He held out the letter, his hand trembling. Emily tilted her head, a curious smile forming on her lips. "For me?" she asked, taking the letter. Daniel nodded, unable to speak. He felt like his heart might burst as she unfolded the paper and began to read the contents. The cafe seemed to grow quieter as he watched her express change. Her eyes softened and a blush crept on her cheek. When she finished reading, She looked up at him, her smile warm and it was very genuine. You wrote this? She asked softly. Yeah, Daniel replied, his voice barely approved. A whisper. He started smiling again. I've wanted to talk to you for a while, but I didn't know how. So I thought maybe this could say what I couldn't. Emily's smile grew and she unfolded the letter carefully. This is really sweet, she said. No one ever done something like this for me before. Daniel felt a wave of relief. I hope watched over him. So, would you like to grab a coffee with me sometime? He asked her, his voice trembling, but steady enough to carry his courage. Emily looked at him for a moment, her eyes searching his face. Then she smiled and said, how about right now? So she obviously wanted him to take the coffee right away. So Daniel's house soared. He couldn't believe it. Yeah, that, that, that would be great, he said, his grin matching hers. They spent the next hour talking, and Daniel quickly realized that Emily was even more incredible than he had imagined earlier. She was funny, kind, and full of stories about her adventures and dreams. And Emily, she found Daniel's honesty and quiet warm refreshing. For the first time in a long time, she felt like someone truly saw her. As the rain outside continued to fall, the two of them sat by the window, their laughter blending with the soft hum of the cafe. What started as a simple letter turned into the beginning of something neither of them had expected, but both were ready to explore. From that day on, the cafe wasn't just a place for the coffee anymore. It became a place where two strangers found the courage to turn quiet admiration into beautiful connection. And for Daniel, the shy guy who never thought he would stand out, Emily's smile was all the proof he needed that sometimes taking a chance is worth everything. So, as a grown up man, if you have someone in your eye right now, it's time to go have them. Make sure I go in there with good intention. Genuinity is the key. Don't be fake. Alright, make sure to subscribe and I'll see you in my next video. Share this video. Bye.